Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we continue with the story of James and Diep, a couple who seem to have finally stepped past every storm in their lives, standing on the edge of the peaceful days they've been waiting for. But life never lets anyone rest for long. Just when the two were holding hands, building their future together, a new wave of trouble suddenly crashes in, unexpected, intense, and without warning. What lies ahead for them? Will James stay calm enough to protect the woman he loves? And Diep, will she be strong enough to overcome this new challenge? Make sure to watch the entire video to catch every tense and surprising twist. Let's get started. James's father, the kind of man whose presence alone could silence an entire room, decided to handle things himself this time. He didn't send anyone. He didn't pass a message through others. He personally drove to meet an old big brother, a man who had spent half his life in the underworld, someone the family once owed a favor back when they were still struggling. The meeting took place in a hidden back room of an old eatery, the same place where they used to sit together years ago, discussing business deals in the shadows. No wine on the table. No polite laughter. No trace of the old brotherhood. Just two men sitting opposite each other, their eyes heavy, the air so tense it felt like even one deep breath could shatter the peace. Then James's father went straight to the point, his voice steady and cold as stone. First, James must be taken out of Vietnam as soon as possible. Second, James and Diep must be forced to separate, completely, permanently, with no chance of rekindling their relationship. Third, no matter what method is used, James must not be harmed. 3 demands. Short. Clear. But their weight pressed down on the whole room like a mountain. Before the other man could respond, James's father laid his offer on the table. And the price froze the old brother in place. Full ownership of a large timber factory. Plus control of a profitable business branch. Do it well, and there will be bonuses. This wasn't just a large sum. It was life-changing, enough to turn someone's entire world upside down with a single nod. The man's fists tightened. His chest constricted instantly. James wasn't a stranger. He was a brother he had once fought beside. Someone he used to joke with, someone he used to split a bowl of instant noodles with when they were both broke. Someone who only needed to call once for him to show up, no questions asked. And now, he was being told to go against every ounce of loyalty he had left. He wanted to refuse. He wanted to say it straight. I won't do it. But sitting across from him was James's father, a man whose influence stretched through business, society, and even the darker corners no one dared to talk about. His eyes weren't threatening, weren't angry, but the sheer power behind his silence was enough to make one thing clear. Refusing was not an option. The silence felt like a full minute, though only a few seconds passed. Finally, the old brother took a deep breath. His head dipped, not out of greed, not out of desire, but because he simply had no way out. His chest grew heavy. His heart conflicted. Yet a decision had to be made. And so, he accepted, though not even a flicker of satisfaction appeared in his eyes. Unaware that a quiet storm was already forming outside, one strong enough to drag both of them into chaos, James and Diep moved through the morning like two young people living in the softest, most peaceful days of their lives. That morning was impossibly clear. Everywhere they looked felt light, calm. The breeze swept across the sweet potato fields, carrying the warm, earthy scent of early sunlight. They climbed the hill together, shoes covered in dirt but spirits strangely bright. Diep bent down to pull up a vine, brushing the fine soil off the fresh tuber before turning to James with that mix of seriousness and playful mischief only she had. James leaned slightly forward, one hand resting on his knee, studying the color and firmness of the sweet potato as if he were some seasoned expert. Every word they exchanged felt light, like wind passing through leaves. No tension. No fear. No hint that danger was inching closer. After checking the crop, they stood side by side going over the figures. Diep calculated fast, her eyes darting through prices, yields, and costs. James nodded along, offering opinions and alternative plans to help them decide faster. When she frowned at a mismatched number, he teased. "Why the serious look? That face is telling me I need to take you out for ice cream tonight." Diep burst out laughing and gave his arm a playful punch. The space between them felt exactly like true partners, business partners, companions, and the most important people in each other's lives. When it came time to negotiate the deposit, the two of them sat right on a big rock on the hill, talking with the farm owner while bouncing ideas back and forth. Sometimes they even raised their voices mid-argument, only to turn and laugh at each other a second later. Anyone watching them would think, this is a couple about to build a long, steady future together. The energy around them was easy like sunlight, real like dirt, warm like freshly pulled sweet potatoes. A rare kind of peace, the kind life only gives to a lucky few. But James and Diep had no idea, absolutely no idea, that while they were laughing on that hill, with honeygold light on their shoulders, another shadow was tightening its circle around them, slow but deliberate, ready to slice through their fragile peace at any moment. On the way back from the market, Diep walked along the familiar dirt road with little Nee by her side. She carried several bags while Nee happily chattered about candies and the baby chicks she saw at the market. Everything felt light and ordinary, just like any other day. But as they reached the curve near the edge of the woods, Diep suddenly spotted a figure hiding behind a large tree. Looking closer, it was Nee's grandmother. She stood half concealed, as if she were avoiding someone. And the moment her eyes accidentally met Diep's, she jolted so hard she almost stumbled, then turned and sprinted away as if running from something terrifying and unseen. Diep instinctively bent down and told Nee, "Stay right here. Don't move. Don't go anywhere, okay?" Her voice was firm, noticeably so. Nee nodded obediently, her big round eyes full of confusion. Without hesitating even for a second, Diep ran after the old woman. When she finally caught up, Nee's grandmother spun around, her face pale, her breath shaky, like someone cornered with no escape left. She grabbed Diep's hand, gripping so tightly her fingers felt ice cold. Her voice trembled, almost breaking into tears. "You have to be careful, especially with little Nee. Someone has their eyes on the two of you. And also, you must watch out for James's father. He's not a simple man. If you think he's gentle or easy to deal with, that's a big mistake." Each word sounded like it drained the last bit of courage she had. As soon as she finished, she kept glancing around, eyes wide, terrified, as if someone was watching them. Then she hurried off, disappearing into a narrow side path so fast Diep didn't even have time to ask for more. And Diep just froze. A cold wave crawled up her spine. Not from the wind, but from a sharp, unmistakable sense of danger. Something wasn't right. Something was coming. And it was coming close. Diep sprinted back to the spot where she had told Nee to stay put. Every step felt like her heart was slamming against her chest, so hard it hurt. Her breath was sharp and broken, her legs trembling as if they might collapse from fear. The familiar dirt path suddenly felt longer, darker, colder than she had ever remembered. But the moment she reached the spot, Nee was gone. No figure. No footsteps. Nothing. Only Nee's tiny pastel-colored hat lay on the ground, tilted to one side, dust clinging to its rim. The wind nudged it gently, rocking it back and forth, like a cruel reminder that Diep had arrived just seconds too late. And those seconds were enough for everything to spiral out of control. Diep's heart felt like it was being crushed in someone's fist. A coldness spread through her entire body. She screamed, her voice cracking apart. "NHI! Where are you? NHI!" The desperate cry echoed across the empty path, so loud that a flock of birds burst from the treetops, as if even nature itself was startled by her panic. Diep ran along the road, eyes wide, scanning every patch of dirt, every tree trunk, every bush. She called out while tears streamed down her cheeks, without her even noticing. Her hands shook violently, so numb she couldn't tell if she was clawing at the air or her own skin. Every second dragged like torture. Every minute felt like a nightmare with no exit. And then, after what was only a few dozen seconds, but felt like a lifetime to her, a small figure stepped out from behind a thick cluster of bushes. It was Nee. She walked slowly toward Diep, her face pale, eyes red from fear. Her tiny hands twisted together, her feet shuffling nervously as if expecting to be scolded. Her voice trembled. "Diep, a man gave me candy, he told me to follow him, so I did." A simple, fragmented sentence, innocent in a child's way, yet sharp enough to shatter an adult's heart. Diep froze. No movement. No reaction. Her whole body felt locked in place, as if time had stopped around her. The words Nee's grandmother had spoken moments earlier, clear, urgent, chilling, echoed through her mind like hammers. "Someone is targeting you too. Be careful of James's father. He's not a simple man." A cold wave surged down Diep's spine, raising goosebumps from her neck to her ankles. The daylight around her seemed to dim, even though the sun was still out. A sense of imminent danger wrapped around her like a shadow falling over everything without warning. And in that moment, Diep understood one thing with absolute clarity. This wasn't just a warning anymore. It had already begun. At that same moment, somewhere else in the family's enormous office, James's father stood by the window, gripping his phone so tightly his knuckles turned white. His eyes were cold, and his voice urgent, so urgent that he didn't give James a single second to think. He called James directly. "The Cambodia shipment from the company has run into a serious problem. You were the one who handled the previous batch, only you understand the process well enough to fix this. If you don't fly over immediately, we'll lose the entire contract." His tone was rapid, tense, and pressured, like a man standing on the edge of a total financial collapse. Just listening to him, anyone would believe the situation was truly catastrophic. James froze on the spot. He stopped everything he was doing, his expression turning serious. Only one thought remained in his mind. The company is in trouble. If he delays, the losses will be huge. With no hesitation, no suspicion, James moved quickly. Stored away documents. Made several phone calls. Arranged work at the farm. Prepared his passport. Checked the soonest outbound flight. Every action was fast, sharp, efficient, exactly how someone who takes responsibility seriously would behave. To James, the company always came first. He trusted his father. He trusted his role. He believed he needed to be in Cambodia immediately. He had no idea that the entire urgent crisis was nothing but a carefully crafted excuse. A setup his father had planned in advance. A single-purpose excuse. To pull him away from Diep. At the perfect moment. When she was most vulnerable. James packed his bags believing he was saving the company. Without realizing he was walking straight into the trap his father had placed before him. On the way to the airport, James called Diep. His voice was rushed, the sound of wind blasting through the phone. Diep. I have to leave the country immediately. Something urgent came up at the company. I can't explain now. I'll be back in 2 or 3 days. He spoke quickly, decisively, the kind of tone that told her he was genuinely in a hurry. Diep stood still by the roadside, still holding Nee's hand. She forced her voice to remain steady. Okay, be careful. Finish your work and come home. She tried to sound calm. Tried to hide the heaviness inside her. Tried to keep him from worrying. But the moment James hung up, when the last beep of the call tone echoed, Diep's hand tightened involuntarily. A tremor rolled through her chest. A vague but unmistakably sharp sense of dread pulled at her like an invisible thread. She looked at little Nee. Then at the dusty hat in her hand. Then the grandmother's warnings began replaying in her mind, slow and haunting. Someone is targeting you too. You have to watch out for James's father. Diep swallowed hard. The air around her grew heavy, unnaturally heavy. And a cold question rose inside her, sharp enough to make her skin prickle. Is everything happening because of his father? She didn't know for sure. But a woman in love, and in danger, rarely misreads her instincts. Nee's grandmother's warning echoed in Diep's head like a heavy, ominous bell that refused to stop ringing. It wasn't the kind of casual advice old people sometimes say. It felt like the instinct of someone who had lived long, seen much, and survived more darkness than most. Be careful of James's father. He's not simple. You must protect yourself, especially little Nee. Every time those words replayed in her mind, Diep felt the blood in her veins tighten. Her hands, even as she tried to stay calm, couldn't stop trembling. The chill she felt didn't come from the wind. It came from fear, swelling and tightening deep inside her chest. She looked around, the road she walked every day felt strangely silent. The trees were still there, unmoving, but their shadows stretched longer, heavier than usual. As if they were dragging danger along with them. Diep couldn't stand anymore. Her knees gave out as she dropped down and wrapped her arms tightly around little Nee. She held the child as if letting go for even a second could make her disappear again. Held her as if she could shield her from every ugly thing in the world. Nee gently wrapped her small arms around Diep's shoulders. Her innocent eyes didn't understand why Diep was shaking so badly. But she still held on, a child's instinct to comfort someone who is hurting. Diep buried her face in the child's hair, breathing in deeply, though each breath trembled harder than the last. A breeze moved a few strands of hair at her ear, exposing the fear swirling inside her gaze. She looked toward the road leading back from the market, toward the faint sunlight stretching across the sky. But her heart felt unbearably heavy, as if weighed down by stones. And in that moment, for the first time, Diep realized. Everything that happened since morning wasn't random. It was a sign. A signal of something bigger, darker, already on its way. She felt it with chilling clarity, sharp as a blade grazing the skin. The real storm had only just begun. And from somewhere close, terrifyingly close, it was already moving toward her and little Nee. Slow. But certain. See you in the next episode to uncover what happens next. Don't forget to leave a comment below and share your thoughts.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay ở chỗ mình đang mưa rất là to luôn á. Và mình đang làm video cũng gần xong rồi. Lạnh quá. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ đặt tên video